Here we go again then. Just 5 years after the nation piled into petrol station forecourts looking to secure that vital last drop of petrol or diesel, we're on the verge of doing it all again. Never mind that we're not in the midst of a COVID lockdown and the fact that the government is reassuring us that they have a fuel contingency in place. We know how the public works. If you tell them there's no need to panic, they will immediately do so. Within hours, forecourts will be overflowing with cars. People will begin hoarding toilet rolls again and stocking up on canned goods. And even that guy down your road whose car never seems to leave the drive will be out in the streets determined that his stationary car has a full tank of gas, just in case. And after that, it's only a matter of time until we're all making banana bread and sharing sourdough recipes as the spirit of lockdown makes an unexpected and unwelcome return. You don't need a crystal ball to see why fuel is the only thing anyone's talking about right now. With the Middle East on a knife edge and the Strait of Hormuz blocked, global oil markets are twitching. Diesel has hit an 18-month high, and while the RAC quotes 160.3 pence per litre, we're seeing some boards screaming 181.2, and the spectre of £2 per litre looms large on the horizon. Sir Keir Starmer has already been in the Cobra room telling everyone to keep calm and carry on. But in our game, blind optimism and political reassurances don't keep the diggers moving. On paper, the government isn't flying blind. The National Emergency Plan for Fuel allows them to suspend competition laws so fuel firms can talk to each other to devise a solution, or at least a stopgap. They've got a reserve tanker fleet, armed force drivers on standby, and the power to relax drivers' hours to get fuel to the pumps faster. And if things get really ugly, the Energy Act of 1976 kicks in. And that's the bit that really matters to those in demolition and construction. Under the bulk and commercial distribution schemes, the government is required to prioritise fuel for the commercial sector, food, utilities, and yes, the construction sector. Meanwhile, the public gets hit with a maximum purchase scheme, which is rations for want of a better term, and possibly even 50-mile-an-hour motorway speed limits to reduce fuel consumption still further. The official line is that the tanks are full, the ports are open, and everything is under control. Which kind of reminds me of the mayor in Jaws. The beaches are open. It's the 4th of July. But here's the problem. Logistics are no match for human psychology. Cast your mind back to September 2021. We didn't actually run out of fuel. We ran out of calm. A leaked briefing document about HGV driver shortages hit the press, and within 48 hours, the country lost its fucking mind. We saw 90% of forecourts run dry because people who usually fill up once a fortnight decided they needed a full tank right now. And that panic didn't stop at the pump. It hit supermarkets, leading to the great toilet roll wars and empty shelves. Site deliveries vanished into a sea of snaking petrol station queues. Our just-in-time logistics model is a marvel of the modern world, but it's also incredibly fragile. It's built on the unwise assumption that people won't behave like lunatics. Despite the National Emergency Plan for Fuel, we're still exposed. UK refineries are heavily dependent on light, sweet crude from the Netherlands and Belgium, which in turn comes from the Middle East. If that supply chokes, experts reckon we'll properly feel the pinch by late April. The real danger isn't the oil, of course, it's the misallocation. When the public gets the jitters, the low-urgency drivers on the school run and the weekly shop front-load their tanks. They crowd out the high-urgency users, the guy trying to fill his van to get to site, or the low-loader trying to move a 30-tonner. Since the red diesel subsidy vanished in 2022, we've already been taking a financial kicking. If the situation in Iran is prolonged, that kicking could quickly escalate into a full-blown assault. The infrastructure might be strong, but public confidence is made of glass. And we've seen this movie before. We know how it ends. The government promises priority for industry while the public drains the pumps before the reserve tankers even hit the road. And when the panic starts, a priority protocol on a piece of paper in Whitehall doesn't do much for a dry tank in Wigan or Walsall. The government is telling us not to panic, and they're probably right to do so. But just to be safe, you might want to check your fuel stocks, have a quiet word with your fuel supplier, and make sure you have plenty of toilet rolls. Because where the public is concerned, you just never know.